The power of intuition is one of the most underused tools we have, especially as women in midlife. We've been trained to trust logic, reason, and what looks good on paper, while ignoring the very guidance system designed to keep us aligned, safe, and fulfilled. Hi, I'm Laurie Jonas, creator of livingmarvelously.com, a platform for midlife women to rediscover their power and create the most marvelous life. Have you ever had that tiny whisper inside telling you something's off, but you brushed it aside because it didn't seem logical? Maybe you said yes to something when your whole body said no, or you felt a sudden pull to change direction, but convinced yourself you were just being dramatic. You know, that whisper, that was your intuition. And no, it's not woo or wishful thinking. Every single person on this planet has intuition. It's real and it's powerful. And it's you showing you the path to your dreams. Your soul came into this world with a sense of direction, a purpose, a pull, a path uniquely your own. But over time, the outside world gets noisy. Expectations, responsibilities, and well meaning voices can drown out that original sense of knowing. But the good news, your intuition never stopped speaking. It's been there all along, quietly nudging you, offering gentle redirections, and whispering, this way, not that. Tuning into your power of intuition isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you are. So, what is intuition really? Intuition is that deep gut level knowing that doesn't always come with evidence or any explanation. It's the nudge to call a friend, the vibe that something isn't quite right, the flutter of yes when an opportunity lights you up, even if you don't know how it'll work, especially when you don't know how it will work. It's not magic, it's biology, it's energy, and it's experience working together. Some even say it's your soul speaking in a language softer than fear, but wiser than logic. The trouble is, most of us have been taught to ignore it. We grow up learning to listen to authority figures, checklists, and what makes sense. We're praised for being agreeable, practical, and responsible, but we're rarely for following our instincts. But over time, that can leave us unsure whether our inner voice is trustworthy or just hormones. You know what? Here's the truth. Your intuition hasn't left you. It's just waiting for you to get quiet enough to hear it again. So let's go over a couple ways that you can rebuild the power of intuition. Because reconnecting with your intuition is less about trying and more about listening. So here are a few ways to start tuning in. Body first. Pay attention to how things feel in your body. Does the idea expand or contract your energy? Do you feel heavy or do you feel light? Your body is often the first to know. Practice pausing. Before making decisions, take a breath. Ask, what do I really want here? Then wait. Even a few seconds can bring some clarity. Journal or voice memo if you don't like journaling, but sometimes intuition speaks best when we're not trying too hard. Get the thoughts out of your head so the inner truth can rise to the surface. I do this a lot through journaling. I'll just say, what does my soul want me to know today? And I'll just pause and pay attention and listen. And I just start writing. It doesn't have to make sense, but very often something comes up that I'm like, oh, that's so true. I'm going to focus on that today. Spend time in stillness without an agenda because intuition thrives in quiet moments. Take 5 to 10 minutes daily to sit in silence, not meditating with a goal, just sitting and observing. Let thoughts pass like clouds and notice what floats to the surface, similar to what I described when I do my journaling. Play with those symbols and synchronicities. Intuition often speaks through signs, through dreams, repeating numbers, or overhead snippets of conversation that feel oddly perfect. Don't dismiss these coincidences. Get curious about what they might be telling you. After my dad passed away recently, I kept seeing the numbers 444 over and over again. And those were numbers that were special to my mom, who has passed away 20 some years ago. And when I kept seeing them again, I was like, why are they coming up now after my dad has passed? And what I learned by listening to my intuition and by paying attention to what my soul was telling me was that I think my mom and dad were trying to get my attention. They were trying to get my attention and tell me all is well. We are here for you whenever you need us. And it was so beautiful and such a powerful message for me and for many, many reasons. But it was me listening to my intuition and paying attention to what's happening around me. Practice making small intuitive decisions. Start with the little things like what to wear, what to eat, what route to take to work or to school or to the gym. Pause and ask, what feels aligned right now? Let go of overthinking and let yourself follow the nudge. This builds confidence in your intuitive muscle. One kind of a funny way of using this is, how a lot of us have GPS in our cars now. We just use Waze or what or Google Maps or whatever it is that you use. And so we'll put our destination in. And there's a very good analogy on how we use GPS to how we can listen to the universe telling us which way to go. But one thing, really small thing you could do is, I know a lot of people, and my husband used to do this all the time, and I've done it before too, but you get a route, you tell the GPS where you're going, you put in the address, it gives you a route, and you look at it and you're like, oh, I'm not going that way. Why would I go that way? And you go the other way instead. When in reality, if you just start thinking, oh, this might be a new way. There might be an accident in the way that I want to go. And the universe, Waze, Google Maps is telling me that you should go this way. So play with that one a little bit. That's kind of fun. And you'll see you, you're going to maybe find a new route. You're going to find something that, oh, I really needed to see this beautiful thing as I was driving today. All right. All of that counts. So even if you still forget where you put your keys, you could ask the universe where they are. But I just want you to notice your intuitive voice because it is getting loud. If it's getting louder lately, that's not your imagination. Midlife has a funny way of stripping away the noise and making what's true harder to ignore because suddenly that job you've been tolerating maybe isn't feeling very tolerable anymore. Or that friendship that you've had for a long time is starting to feel a little draining. Or that quiet dream that you've shelved years ago, it might be tapping you on the shoulder. That's the power of intuition saying, you've followed someone else's map long enough. Let's find your own. So if you're feeling that pull towards something new, something more meaningful, or just more you, that's not flaky or irresponsible. That's your intuition doing its job. And clarity, my friend, is its own kind of power. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'd love to share more about how to tune in to your spirituality. Let's find some magic together.